What's going on, guys? So video number 2 today. Post this up. Today we're going to be talking juices, e-liquids, e-juices, whatever you call them. We're going to be talking about them. We're going to be talking about what's in them, PG Vg, flavors, lifespan, top to bottom. So let's get this started. So, just a quick hit. We're going to get this started and we're going to go, what is e-juice or e-liquid? For the purpose of this video, we're going to call it e-juice. It's one and the same, doesn't really matter. Okay, so you're going to have your 4 ingredients in an e-liquid. Okay. You're going to have your propylene glycol, which is your PG. You're going to have your vegetable glycerin, or your glycerin, which is your VG. You'll have your nicotine, and that comes at different levels. We're talking 3, 6 for your light smokers. Your full flavors are going to have around 24. So then you're going to have your flavoring additive, which in here it says ethyl maltol. It's a confectionery flavoring additive. But those are your 4 components to an e-liquid or an e-juice. Is PG, VG, nicotine, extract, or flavoring. Okay, so your PG is going to be primarily where your flavor and your nicotine is. Okay, and the higher your PG, the better flavor you're going to get. So you'll have more flavor and a better throat hit than you would with a higher VG juice. Now, the drawback to higher PG is that some people seem to have an allergy to higher PG juices and kind of messes with their throat and things like that. But another drawback is higher PG juices will also dehydrate you. You'll find yourself a lot more thirsty. So a lot of people try to balance the combination between, say, 65, 35, like a 65 PG, 35 VG, because they want that flavor. A lot of people will do the opposite and go higher VG. Now your VG, or your glycerin, that in itself is where your vapor production comes from. So the higher your VG, the more of a cloud or more vapor smoke is going to be produced. Now, one of the drawbacks on a higher VG juice compared to a higher PG juice is higher VG is going to lessen your flavor, mute it a little bit. It's also going to take away a throat hit. So your throat hit won't be as hard as, say, a 50-50 blend or a higher PG blend, say 65-35. So a lot of the times what I will do is I would get a higher VG blend. So I'll have that vapor production, and I would add, say, a lot of shops will call it a flavor boost or a flavor shot, and I would throw maybe 3 to 5 flavor shots in the bottle just so I can maintain what the original flavor was and still have that vapor production that I'm looking for. Now, flavor-wise on juices, and pretty much anything you can think of, they probably make, or it's probably in the works. Okay, we're talking custom flavors to my Frozen Dragon, which is a combination of menthol and dragon fruit, to raspberry, berries, strawberries and cream, desserts, sodas, drinks, alcoholic beverages. Not the flavor, not something that you would actually get drunk off of. Menthols, tobacco flavors, fruits. So there's a wide variety. And as I said, if you can think of somebody, I know somebody that's actually trying to get a sushi roll going, which is really weird, but I'm actually looking forward. If they can do it, I'm definitely going to try it. So, moving on, I wanted to talk about prolonging your juices. Alright, so let me take a quick hit real quick. As you can see, probably this is a higher VG juice. Also, one of the things that I did, and I'll show you right here, this isn't a Walmart brand. I'm sure you can find this exact brand other places. Okay, but one of the things you can do to, say, prolong your juice, maybe you're getting low on a juice that you really like, this may mute a flavor a little bit. It will drop your nicotine level, so beware of that. You will get a better vapor production, but one of the things you can do is you can go ahead and use glycerin. Actually, see if I can get it zoomed in. So this is Humco 99.5%. You can find 99.7%. The only difference between the two is actually the amount of distilled water, I believe. So, but like I said, you can put a little bit of your juice in your tank or RBA, RDA, clearomizer, cartomizer. Just beware that if you do this, your juice is going to become a lot thicker. I mean, this stuff almost like syrup. I mean, so just make sure that you're not overdoing it to the point where it won't wick up certain coils, say top coils. I've done this in a Pro Tank, which is a bottom coil. I even do it in my Genesis style atomizers and wicks up perfectly, but silica and things like that, you may want to try and figure things out. So one of the last things I wanted to discuss, as opposed to juices, is there's a lot of people that go out and think because they see propylene glycol in certain things or vegetable glycerin in certain items that they'll be able to vape that. And you have to understand that there are limited places where you can buy flavorings for an e-juice. I mean, there's people that have asked me, can I use a vanilla extract because it has propylene glycol? No, you cannot. You know, you have to use things that are food safe, and people have already put work into creating flavors. And there are vendors out there that will give you the option to buy flavorings separately from juices, where there's no nicotine added to it, and it's just pure flavor, and you can start figuring out things. But to go out to, say, a CVS or a supermarket or Walmart and just start picking up, flavor extracts, you need to be wary about that. That is one of the things that has to be addressed if we're going to keep vaping, because people that are into doing it themselves, and there's nothing wrong with it, but if you keep doing the wrong things, that's when organizations look at it like this is a problem. I want you guys to be safe. I'm sure you guys want yourselves to be safe. You know, those that have chosen vaping, and I'm going to take another hit again. Those that have chose to start vaping and continue vaping and kick the habit of analog cigarettes, I commend you for that. But don't overdo it with something that you haven't researched. There's plenty of research online that will tell you what flavors, and you can get some flavorings at Walmart or Michael's or something like that. But you have to know going in exactly what you can and cannot use. So do research if you plan on doing any of this stuff by yourself. And you can go to vendors online that will sell you not only the flavor extracts, you can get the propylene glycol and, you know, small amounts, bulk amounts, the glycerin the same way. You can even get nicotine base. And there's calculators online where you can type in all the info and what your target nicotine level is and how many drops and what percentage and everything that you need to know. But you have to research those. You can't just throw things together and expect them to come out perfectly fine. So in that manner, I want to say thank you for joining me again. Thank you for your interest in these videos. I hope to have helped somebody out there that has been wanting to get into vaping or has already been into vaping, wanting a little better understanding on juices. We'll get into everything else later on. Still going to be a progression, but we will get to mods, we will get to tanks, we will get to Genesis, atomizers, we'll talk RDAs, we'll talk mechanical variable wattage, variable voltage. We're going to do everything. Okay? So until then, until my next video comes out, make sure you subscribe. Stay vaping.